Well, happy Saturday, everybody. This is Tim here at Rat Daddy Studios. Just checking in. I'm going to show you a few things that I managed to finish this week. This is stuff that I've just been kind of fiddling with for a while, anyway, the last month or so. Actually, the Infini-T, I started fiddling with this probably 4 or 5 months ago, just painting it here and there and just working on the side of some of my other projects. But anyway, we'll get right to it. And that's the first one I'll show you. Fun little kit, pretty cool when it's finished. But as typical with most of those old AMT kits, has issues on fitment and inaccurate instructions. So you might have a few little frustrations if you're looking to build a model, show-winning model for a model contest. This is probably not it. So I had fun doing it. I love these old show rod kits, which this falls into that category, even though it's a dragster. It still falls into the AMT show rod series, but shares the same chassis as the Stingaree, and I think they had a Maverick that was on this chassis too. Actually, the Bugaboo Volkswagen's on it as well. And that's one of the pain in the asses of this kit is the chassis. Most of these, no matter what you do, they just end up cocked or cockeyed is the best way to describe it. And this one's no exception. I mean, it's got some curves to it. The motor doesn't want to sit straight in it, and you're just kind of wrestling things. You can see it's just not straight in the drive line there either. But I mean, when you sit the thing down on its wheels, you really can't tell it. But this stuff bugs me, and things like having the blower scoop split down the middle. I left this one chrome, the Stingaree, when I filled and sanded and painted to match the engine. This one I wanted it chrome, so I just left it the way it was. And this is pretty much box stock. This is the way it looks. I did add some plug lines and a little distributor. This is one of those Gopher Enterprises things, which they're not the best in the world, but it'll do. This is shot in House of Colors, candy apple red and blue and Orion silver, and I kind of wanted to give it that red, white, and blue thing. I did red, silver, and blue. I still got a few little touch-ups to do on a few little pieces there. That's one thing, there's so many points of attachment on this thing, on the chrome, and I did most of it, but I got a few little things like on the headlights and this little radiator motometer. I gotta touch that up, but everything else is pretty much done. I did use some of the kit decals. This is an older issue of this, so it did not come with the colored windows. So I put the clear windows in. I was going to make some colored windows, but I really wanted to be able to see inside of there, so I just left the clear windows in it. That's kind of cool looking. Most of these are really cockeyed on the chassis because they did not leave enough space for the shock towers to go up inside of the body, the turtle deck back there. So I ground the top of the shock towers off so that the turtle deck would fit down over them. It's still slightly cocked, but every one of these I've seen built the body sitting on it sideways because you can get one side in and not the other. And just everything else, just basic stuff, sanded the tires, and that's about it. I didn't do anything else to it. So this is something I wanted in my collection. I had seen one built up. My buddy Curtis Hutton had a couple of these built up in his collection, and I had the kit, and I thought I really want to add that to the bunch. So yeah, so that's that. And the next thing I want to show you is my little Chevy station wagon and the boat. Let me just go ahead and I've shown you the boat already, so I'm gonna put the wagon up here. And this is really a great kit. This is one I will say I would definitely recommend this kit. I don't like all this crazy stuff, the custom body work and all that, but I always like these little wagons, and it's just really cool. And I only slightly modified it. I wanted it a lot lower to the ground, so I just, they're metal axle cars. It's almost like building a promo. So I just drilled another hole in the chassis and dropped it completely down into the weeds. It's just slightly lower in the rear end, but when the trailer's hooked on it, it's kind of cool and makes it, you know, look like it's got the weight of the boat and trailer on, but it's only like a millimeter difference. I made the green windows for the back end of it out of sheet PVC. The thing I like about this too, they give you all of your all the decals for all of your little badges for the whole car, all of them, and they fit good and they're very clean. The decals are good. I was just complaining about decals recently, but with some of these kits, but these actually went on really nice. They fit good. So yeah, I like it. This was the body color is Wicked Colors Limelight Green. That's water-based. Top coated it with House of Colors urethane. And then I did the Molotow. I airbrushed the Molotow. I taped everything off. Did the chrome side trim, which I like, and the kick panels down here. Airbrushed those in chrome. Did the door handles with the chrome pin. Everything else is just pretty much box stock. There's not much on the interior. I went all stock on this. Stock taillights. Added the little hitch that came with the boat, but it makes for a cool team. This and the decal set that comes with this kit is outstanding. I mean, there's some really great sponsor decals on there, and some team decals that are cool with dragsters, some old front engine dragsters printed up on them. Really cool. I like it. And so this will just hook up right onto the boat. I'm just going to sit it on there. I'm not going to bother hooking it on there right now, but that hooks together. It's got like a little keyway there that hooks that together, and then there you got it. You got the mean green race team there. So, but I'm pretty happy with this. Simple build too. I mean, this goes together really easy because I had slammed this so much too. The only thing I ran into was where the front bumper, where it goes in, it's got almost like where a promo, like where the screws will go through. It's got a big piece sticking out on it with cutouts in it where you would screw it together or lock it into here. But I had thinned out those posts where the body fits down onto the chassis. I really thin those pins out to drop it even more than what it was, so it did not allow for that to be shoved in there between the chassis and the body. So I just ground it off. I took the Dremel and ground it off, and I'll take the hood off of here if I can. My back is out. I put my back went out on me yesterday morning, so I'm kind of hurting. I'm not doped up or anything, but I am hurting, and I'm really stiff. So excuse me if I'm not manipulating the camera the greatest. So yeah, so that down inside of there is where I had to cut out that piece that generally goes in between the body and the chassis. Motor stock. I did do some wiring on it. Probably making you guys car sick here. Did go ahead and wire to put a little distributor in there, and did just the basic plug wires, and kept it with the monocolor theme. The engine block is a matching color also, and then I just did highlights with silver and gunmetal. So not much going on there. Dashboard, I used some photo reduced gauges in there, and then I realized on the decal sheet they give you a couple sets of gauges, so I probably should have used those because they were fine, but wasn't paying attention. So and I still need to do the marker lights inside the tail lights. I put in the red lenses, but I didn't do the little the turn signal lights and stuff on the front and back, so I need to do those to really just finish this thing off. But other than that, that's it. So that's done. So yep, moving right along. So I'm gonna start figuring out my paint scheme for the hydroplane with the monster in it. That's my next thing. Still working on the 8th scale Corvette. That thing, I've got pretty much the whole chassis ready to rock and roll on that. So gonna start doing the body work on that, putting the spoilers on, and figuring out what I'm gonna do with the body, and get the mirrors and everything on there, and see what I'm gonna do with that. And kind of changed my mind on the paint on it. The candy red base coat is just much darker. It's almost a wine red, which is not what I wanted. So I'm going to go with traditional candy apple red over Orion silver base coat to give it that bright red, and then go from there. I'm going to get that paint on it first, see what it looks like. I'm seriously thought about doing flames on the entire car. I mean, just multicolored flames. It really make this thing crazy looking, but we'll see what it looks like just candy red first, and then we'll go from there. The boat, the hydroplane that I'm going to do, that'll have another wild paint job on it like the last one I did, so something crazy. So just have to figure out all the colors I'm going to use, but I wanted to get these little kits done in the meantime, because I've kind of been fiddling along with these, still working on the little Type 2 Volkswagen pickup truck. I've got it in base coat. It's out there. And that's about the only other thing I have sitting around other than the AMX Pro Street car. I've got to get some more tires and rims for that. So everything else is pretty much ready to start assembly on that one too. And I started fiddling with that I think a year ago. So, and I need to get it done. I want to put one more coat of regular clear over it. I did some flake in the last coats of clear, so it's got a little texture to it. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 coats of regular clear over that, I think, and so that'll be ready to go together. But everything else I've gotten pretty much caught up with, other than a few die-cast projects. I have some old tin toys that I need to strip and get some paint on, and then, but I'm really going to focus on the hydroplane on that big Corvette as my next projects, because my long-term project for the end of the year is going to go back to the 1/16 scale 69 Dodge Charger, the MPC. It's actually the Dukes of Hazzard kit, but not going to be Dukes of Hazzard. And I got another boat. I got another one of those 16 scale drag boats. Different motor this time. It comes with the same motor, but I managed to get one of the 572 Chevy motors for that from the guy that's been doing my printing for me on my tires and rims, and who I've gotten some other motor parts from. This guy Joe, he does just really great clean work. So I'll get a link together. I think I'm going to do a review. I'm waiting on the other boat kit to come in, so when I think what I'm going to do is when I get that in, I'll put my finished boat with it, lay out all the parts on the unbuilt kit, and kind of go through that and let you guys take a look at that, because if you like boats, or if you like drag boats, which I do, anything with a blower motor or whatever, and anything fast, I think you would like the kit. You would really enjoy building it, and it's really affordable for what it is, for as big as it is. So highly recommend that kit anyway. But maybe we'll do a review in the next few weeks on that. So anyway, stay tuned. Hope you guys are building. All you fathers, have a happy Father's Day. My daughter's cooking breakfast for the family tomorrow, so I go up there and hopefully relax a little bit. Hopefully I'm moving around a little better than I am today. I haven't been able to walk very well since yesterday morning, when all I did was turned, and I was back in my lab, turned to go get something across the room, and something popped in my back, and the rest is history. I've been hurting ever since. So and this used to happen a lot. It's been a long time since my back's gone out like this, but this is part of being an old fart. So hey, I just roll with it. So, and I'm still doing stuff. I mowed my yard this morning. I had to mow my yard because it was knee deep from all the rain we've had. So so I had to mow. So I had to just suck it up and get out there and bounce around and get it done. But anyway, so you guys hang in there. Have a good rest of the weekend, and I will see you again real soon. Thanks for tuning in.